Morning. Is summer coming back?
What's that?
Is summer coming back?
Oh yeah, it'll come back.
It will.
I do like this, but it will come back.
Oh, that's great. Morning.
Morning. Morning. Morning. Morning. Morning.
Probably don't need that.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, Todd will not be here. He had a deposition that he possibly had to do, so apparently it was a inconvenience.
We signed some of the fishermen's last week, so we sign.
Linda could be here?
No, it is.
Linda's ill, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, at 9 o'clock, call the meeting order to pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda, striking Todd Luckman from as county council. He will not be present today.
So moved.
Second, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the agenda as written, striking Todd Luckman from 10:15. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right. Rich, you have any housekeeping to take care of today?
What's that?
Do you have any housekeeping to take care of today? And
I don't have anything.
okay. All right. So wait for Rich to get here. Oh, one thing, Keith, when we set the date for the hearing for the budget, well, we didn't take into account that was the second Thursday of the month, which is the planning commission normal meeting. So they're going to be meeting over there, and since we're in neutral, I don't think we're going to have that many people. We're going to meet over here. So I really can't see that many people coming to protest because, like I said, we're under neutral and there's really not too much to discuss as far as I can see. So, if there is, we can grab as many people as we can and go from there. So.
And you set that for what date?
That was September 11th, I believe, isn't it? Yeah.
7 o'clock still.
Yep. Were you here on the road and bridge? Wait,
Yes, sir.
Okay, I thought so. Okay. I want to double check.
You were out last week looking around.
I was.
Yeah. I appreciate you doing that.
Sure thing.
Going out and taking a look at some of those. It just, while we're waiting for them to get here, it just seems different this year. And I would love it if next year when we go to apply this, if we can have you guys there, just to make sure we're doing things right, flying enough water, those types of things. It's been a humid year. I mean, it's not like it's been dry.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of water, at least in my area. But yeah, and just walk through those and make sure it's calibrated correctly. Sure. So that's don't stop.
How are you this fine day?
Not bad. I guess. I got some rain.
Yeah, that kind of took one of the items I was going to ask you about. Hey, keep that in the back of mind.
I thought I drove 158 that first 2 miles. I thought it held up well with the amount of rain that we got.
Good. Got one to get down like 166 and Harvard also. And they went out Friday on 278 up here. They probably shouldn't have, but they did. And did some ditching. So I can imagine it's pretty money up there.
it done sometime.
Yeah.
So,
You guys been talking to Greg a little bit, or?
Very briefly. Yeah, you're welcome. Come on now.
Okay. And then come up, again, we're still getting calls on the dust control. You guys have asked about it. Really don't know what to tell people, you know.
I mean, some of the folks that I've had the opportunity to visit with, part of it is expectation. First time users, a lot of them on S Road. First time we've done that road. And I said, I think we could have done a better job of giving you a realistic expectation. It does not eliminate all of this, as we know. I mean, and especially that first year. So I visited with a few people along there. But like I was explaining, I don't know why it just seems different this year. It seems like it's the road, instead of packing down to a surface like this, it just continues to flake off. Is that application? Did we not scarify it deep enough? Did we not wet it deep enough? You know, do we not have it calibrated correctly? Those are all questions that come to mind.
Yeah, so we're obviously not immune to complaints.
Sure.
This year in particular, to be completely honest, we've had almost zero complaints with almost all of our county programs.
Sure.
So we're trying to look at it and figure out what's the variable, what's different. And I don't think we're having any complaints as far as the county work that's been completed. But
U4 Road, that 9 miles, it seems to be really, I mean, I've run up and down U4 Road almost all 9 miles of that. Did you run it the other day?
yeah, and I drove in front of your house. I know you've done it for years.
I have.
And other houses that maybe you knew. Now there is a residual buildup. I pulled up the truck behind yours. I thought I got video of it. I thought it held up.
Yeah.
It looked great. Now, the variables are going to be take prep work ahead of time, which county does, grading, all of that. The aggregate that's used come from the same place, is it the same quality? I'm sure. And then that we use our trucks for the county program, and then you guys use your truck for the residents. And so I think, to your point when I first walked in, I think it would be a good idea to have a Scout representative on site, or even before the residential season kicks off, to make sure it's calibrated correctly, it's putting out the correct, gallons per square yard, everything of that nature.
Sure.
And take a look at it from that angle. The product is the same product we use everywhere else. I know you guys have tested that, and that checked that box. That's where I would recommend starting.
Yeah.
okay. And we make a note of that you get a hold of them before we start, after we've prepped the roads, so they can come take a look at that and make sure everything's good.
Yes.
Okay.
It comes in, we get a little bit.
Do you find that the amount of water that is put on the road prior to applying the chemical makes a difference?
Yes. Yeah, it's not as crucial as the grading of the road.
So having enough loose fines,
You want a good mix from 83 to fines. You get a good mix. The mag chloride just helps serve more as a glue and bind it all together.
There's also other counties, that Greg told me they don't do any of that. They don't scarify it, they don't,
Almost all our counties do that. They don't all water.
they don't water.
okay.
Okay.
Water, it definitely helps, but I highly recommend that you don't want to flood it out with a little bit of water, so break it up. the grading of the road is
What about rolling the surface afterwards?
afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, optional. Some places do, some places don't.
But we tried that before, and the material would stick to the roller, just pull chunks of it.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we had before.
Well, like I said, I think we can do a better job of giving the public a reasonable expectation of what to expect, especially a first-year application. And then do our due diligence.
Do you all have for the residents, what's the minimum footage they can get for remembrance? Most of the complaints come in from folks that do not very much.
Right.
And it's because naturally if you have an untreated area or you're an untreated area, small, you can get 50 feet of fugitive dust off the untreated that's sprinkled down there. Usually when folks are doing more than that, we don't hear nearly as many.
Depending on which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I think that the public should understand that if they do 300 feet right in front of their house, it's still going to be dusty on either side of it.
Yeah.
And there again, if the wind's blowing, it's going to blow whatever dust is there. Now, if they want to increase the amount they want, that's perfectly fine with us. But there's living in the country, there's no expectation that you're not going to get any dust ever. I mean, let's take it.
Yeah.
Not like the cornfield across the way or the bean field across the way. You know, the wind's blowing, you're going to get
But I think
crop dust.
in S-Road's case, they did a really good job as a group of homeowners getting together and everybody trying to apply it, except for one. And that's their prerogative. So I still think, some of the prep work on the front end of just from getting the holes sealed in, because it's developed some holes along there too. If we do a little better job of getting that done ahead of time and then having a good aggregate to apply to, so it would be beneficial. Other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Is there anything I can do on my end, or
I can't think of anything. I think the biggest thing would be next year when we go to apply it, have you or a rep up here to check it out, make sure that, we want to make sure that we're doing it right, and we're spending money to do this. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything correctly.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, the road and bridge isn't doing it correctly, but if we're missing something,
Yeah.
gosh, we all want to know that.
Yeah.
And that can happen.
we need to just double check application rate? Probably be the biggest.
Yeah, and make sure we've got the right tips in, and, those kind of things, speed-wise, or we, run the correct speed, just all those things.
Yeah, there are so many variables.
There
I mean,
are.
even to your point there, like even the nozzles or different trucks have different heights and how they're spraying. So there are just so many variety variables involved with it. But I want to be a partner in this,
Sure.
and dial in and cross out what we don't think is positive and try to figure out what is. And then another question I had is, are these complaints coming in, are they the same people? Are they common complainers, or are you getting it from various?
Most of it's that's right.
And again, I think in my conversation with those folks, they had a unrealistic expectation. And that road gets a lot of traffic. It's highly traveled, both morning and afternoon, kids back and forth to school. It's just the main piece of road.
And obviously with there will be a difference between a Nissan Altima driving it
Sure.
versus, you know,
Semi.
semi coming.
And that road gets a lot of semi-traffic.
I mean, that's just going to be the nature of the.
It gets a lot of 10-wheeler traffic, it gets a lot of semi-traffic, and it's hard on those roads. Well, I think, like I said, if you can be here next year
Yeah.
in advance, and we can set that up so that we can make sure that we're doing it correctly and doing our part to make sure that we're applying it correctly, that would be great.
And I do appreciate you taking time
I
this year after the fact, come out and look and see what's going on too. I really appreciate it.
So,
Yeah, it's got nice to spend a lot of time together this summer, but I'm happy to do this again. At the end of the day, I want you guys to be happy. I want your residents to be happy, and I want to be a good partner in all of that. So
Sure.
anything I do, I don't take the calls as negative. I appreciate the feedback.
Sure.
I want to figure out things that we can do to tighten up and get better. So by all means, continue to vocalize those and bring them to our attention so we can monitor it all.
Great. Do appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks,
sir.
What was your name?
My name's Greg Stiles. STILS.
What's your title?
Regional sales manager. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Very much, yeah.
I guess my call to these folks down this road is to, nothing from me down this year, right?
No, there won't be.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's
They're wanting a refund of some sort,
They're just wondering what we're gonna do.
and just explain what we talked about here, and explain to them about the expectations, and also going to the amount of traffic. I mean, the type of traffic that road gets, it's not going to eliminate. And I said that to a gal she next to me the other day, and you just need to walk them through that. The expectations, type of traffic they're getting, and that every year that it's applied, it gets better.
it's not going to 100% eliminate dust.
Right.
And it's just not. It's a deterrent, but it's not a cure-all. You live in the country, it's not a cure-all.
Right.
So, yeah.
I paid for this, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Anyway, we got a gentleman out here off 270 and J4, came to us about getting the tube replaced, and if we went out to his property, he was okay with that, and so that's kind of what we did. Now the tube is on his property, he's wanting us to do a lot more work, to get the dirt all sloped, so he can drive across it, build a fence, blah, blah, blah. To me, kind of did him a favor.
And you just replaced the tube that was already there to put it back where it was.
Yeah, put it back where it was.
Okay.
It's just longer,
Yeah.
you know, because it's really what the work was on, you know. And so now you're going to come back and cut 10 foot off the tube and build his fence up to the tube. Well, right away, we're still on his property by about 7 feet. He can cut 10 foot off. So my thought is, heck with it, cut 17 foot off of it, do our ditch like we normally would, and be done with it. And he can deal with building up the slopes, dirt, fence, and all that stuff. To me, looking at it, if it was mine, I would bring the dirt in, build the slope up, and build my fence right across the top of the tube. But he didn't see it that way, so it's ours.
He requested the longer
He
tube.
asked, he says he wouldn't have a problem if we had a longer tube going on his property. Now, it's not. The original tube that used to be there, and we didn't know this, so we pulled it out, came across me about a 4-foot drop down. Still. So he was saying this tube is going to be way down here in his ditch. Well, it's not. It's way up here in the air. And we put riprap and heavy rock down there. And again, he's not like me. He's wanting us to do a lot more. And he goes, well, there's a pond right up here. He says, you get all the dirt you need to do that. And if you have an extra job you need to do, it's there to do it. And well, we're not going to come dig your pond out for you also. We hauled probably 30 loads of dirt in there to build that up. Yeah. So, why? If it's to build that slope out, it widened out right there, because it was kind of a bottleneck that was there before. So it widened out a little bit, but again, we're past our right of way. And, should probably let
He
that-
needs dirt work done past that, he just needs to hire somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
He goes, well, it's Scott, he goes, well, that's gonna cost me. Okay, this benefits you, so.
It's his property.
Right. So
I'm not.
to me, it's either he does the dirt work, or we come in and cut that tube off, and we're done.
If he's insistent about doing, us going in and reshaping and doing all the dirt work for him, then I'd say go in and take the tube out and put it back, on a right away and all good.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Jay came to me the other day, he kind of had a good idea, but it's kind of after the fact. Over here on your run, with all the mailboxes, he was pointing out, he says, most of the subdivisions, when they do that, they have an area at the beginning of the road that has trash pickup and mailboxes. And he says, well, why didn't we do that here? I said, well, mailboxes are there, I didn't really think about it. And so his thought was, is in the future, is that something that we can, if we're going to go and rebuild a road and things like that, is that something that we can do, or just leave it like it is?
I would think
So that would cut down a lot of traffic. Apparently they got like 2 or 3 different trash services up there, that one spot. So you got 3 trash trucks running up there every week. You got the mailman running up there every day. You got the buses going in and out about but again, and FedEx and UPS is going up there 3 or 4 times a day. If you had to drop points down at the beginning of that was sure looking at a lot of
And then we had the authority to find a drop point for mailbox.
I don't know, just a question.
I think that was a question that needs to be answered because, I'm just sitting here thinking, just told Keith that we went up to Minneapolis and then dropped in to Omaha this weekend. And I can picture the different places that I saw, road going off into nowhere and mailboxes lined up along the road. So I don't know what our authority would be to designate that. We'd have to look into that.
I think it would involve your postmaster, and then it would involve the residents there. I mean, so you're saying, okay, now resident clears back half mile away, you've got to bring your trash clear down to the end of the road. Resident clears the back half mile away. If you want to put letter in the mailbox, you've got to drive out a half a mile instead of walking to the end of the driveway.
Right. Again, just a question.
Yeah.
Such questions need to be answered. I mean, that is a thought.
Like I said, it saves a lot of wear on the road, especially up around that turnaround, because the one at the end gets a lot of the UPS and FedEx.
I think you're gonna.
We've talked to the driver about, instead of going this way all the time, maybe come this way once in a while, and pushing all the rock in one direction.
And I would have Linda do maybe a little survey if she's got some with the residents out there. But I think you're gonna.
Well, that, like I said, that's
That was done. Now I'd be able to do
I said
it faster.
future.
Oh, in future.
Yeah. So it's something to look into. I do a little research on it, see what our options are on that. Because I don't know if that's like a homeowners association that designates that, or we can designate that. I don't know. So,
Yeah, that'll be it.
Next thing, I just made one copy of these, just some new for you. But this is for the year so far, the culverts that we have replaced.
Yeah.
So we've got 51 culverts that we've washed, a bunch of them replaced. Same with the call list, here's up to date. We've had 499 calls come in this year. We've got 432 of them completed, so there's 67. It's a work in process. Didn't think that was too bad enough.
So with the, with the washing of the 51 tubes, you got a kind of ballpark guesstimate of what that saved us in labor costs to doing that the old way, digging them out, picking them up, cleaning them, knocking them out?
This labor, when we originally did this, we were estimating around 6 hours to go out there, probably 2 people, versus hour or less with one guy.
Plus a load of gravel usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can get you some numbers.
I mean, I'm just curious, but I think that you know, getting that out to the public and how much money we're saving by purchasing that
Well, you got-
washing machine. And,
You got 51 tubes there that have been washed instead of 4 hours.
pulled out of the ground and have to,
I mean,
like half the time when you pull it out of the ground, you're gonna might damage it, it might be rotten on the bottom anyway. And so I think that this was a good move on our part to purchase that machine because I think it's time saving and looking at how many we've done versus having to do it the old way, I think helps. So
okay, back to the call log. Rock budget, out here at year running, we set aside 60,000 for the estimate there. We came in at 52, around 53,000, so we're about $7,100 under budget for that rock. We can start on W out here. The rock budget only has around $50,000 left in it, so we're talking about going to the sales tax.
that was the plan all along, was to go to sales tax for that.
We're 416,000 there today. We've got estimated around 200,000 more coming in by the end of the year on that. My question to you guys is, Brandon's thinking we're going to need probably a 2-inch rock out there because the words are really hauling in to build some places up that are quite good. So there's probably a 2-inch rock. My numbers here, we do the full amount of rock on the road for those 4 miles, around $209,000 to begin this investment. That's what the inch reporter.
209.
Yeah. Okay. If we go half rate, like what we talked about before too, we did 104. Again, we got 416, 569 in the sales tax money.
So my thoughts, I mean, if you're gonna be putting some extra filter and you're gonna be using 2-inch, why not go with the full amount of 2-inch and then half the rate of top dress until next year and then come back and redress it because you're gonna get some sinkage.
Yeah. That's kind of what my numbers for girls. Just for numbers, for the 4 miles, 6,000 on the inch report, 6,000 on the 2-inch. So like I said, we adjust that around there if we want to do it. So,
Yeah, thoughts on that? I mean,
I think that's probably a good idea because there are going to be places you're going to have to go back and hit again next year.
and so to come back in the spring maybe even,
Yeah.
and then put the final lift on it.
we'd like to do that on the other 2 miles. You know, we've already got half a rock there. So that might be the plan is do those 4 miles at one level and then in the spring come back, hit all 6 miles.
I think that's probably a good idea doing it that way.
I'm fine with that.
We're gonna start up north first, because it's the muddiest and,
Yeah.
there's spots up there, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
works for me.
Okay, Jennifer got a hold of the lady, on the, fuel tax stuff, and apparently, none of that can be done online, or paperwork has to be mailed to her. She has to fill it out and mail it back, so that is slowing the process down. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
They don't have paperless.
Apparently not. She said she's not there, and the lady's putting the paperwork in the mail to Jennifer, and she's going on to say that. IP Pathways is supposed to be getting hold of them today, about getting all this stuff done up for the jewel box out there. We're still messing with that, so hopefully we'll get that going. Ditching, they're gonna be out on the J Road this week, 106 and 110. The pipe that we're gonna put in at 246 over there, by Great Lake, we didn't get that done yet, so hopefully we'll get that started this week or next week. Trying to save some money, we've got a cutting edge that we're replacing on one of the Bobcat buckets. It's got wore out, so we're just a new piece to roll that in. So, we've got the barrel bed Freightliner truck that has motor issue. We're looking at probably 12,000 to 15,000, so we'll probably set that aside and just do that next year.
Is this one that we had rebuilt? This is an older barrel bed.
Whatever came to the issues that we were having a couple weeks ago, that did Bryson ever determine whether that was the,
That's not.
okay. Alright,
And that's all I've got.
okay, I just have, one thing, that with this rain, it's probably taking care of it. I had 2 calls about the dust out on College Road out by Jackson Heights. Yeah, there was, so they were wondering if, we could possibly water it down before the football game, but I think, with the rain, we're gonna be good with that right now. But that's probably something we might want to consider out there, because we're trying to keep the kids, we talked about doing that road, which we had done, and going back and doing the same thing.
Is that
Finishing up the top dressing.
by the school?
Yeah, from Jackson Heights into Holden.
I would reach out to Jackson Heights to pay to have the dust control.
Well, remember we had talked about doing the dust control on that road from Jackson Heights into Holden, just trying to keep kids off the main highway out there.
Right, but I would encourage the school to pay for part of that.
Sure.
But they just paid for down to 262.
Uh,
They paid down to 262.
yeah,
That's where they're parking is.
school districts have a lot of money right now. So I would.
I mean, that's
encourage
something,
them to
that's
get in
something we look into, but that is what we had originally talked when we rebuilt that road about doing the dust control road stabilization on that road. So, it's something to keep in the back of our head, because we were gonna let it sit this year and then dress it up, thinking,
Yeah, but I don't.
get all the bad spots taken care of, and then do the dust control on it next year, is what we talked about.
Yeah, I don't know that the county's going to be able to pay for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, with the finances we've got right now, I don't know if that's gonna happen, so we'll have to wait and see. So, but that was like I say, they were just wondering if we could water it down because of the dust before the football game, but I think we're good at that now, but I just wanted to throw that out there, because we did,
Other games just on Fridays or.
yeah, well, the main games, Friday night, yeah. So, we'll keep an eye on that, and see.
And the Holton kids are on.
And the whole kids run on, that's where they run their cross country practice on there, is on that road, so. That's not a good situation,
No,
so.
it's in better shape than it used to be.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, it's in great shape.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's what we had talked about, was doing the dust control in there, to keep the kids from getting out on the highway and having a place to go in there.
And the thing is, right now, the way it was, you could go out there and water, and an hour later, it's pretty dusty.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that was all I had. You got anything? Thank you very much.
When's Chrissy back? Next week?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's what I say, since it's dust control road stabilization, that's what the whole thing is all about.
County Commissioners. He's not coming in today. He's I didn't. They haven't been attended. Okay. Kate's coming down.
Okay. I didn't take a motion to add Kate to the agenda.
So moved.
Proper moves, I'll second that, the proper move and second to add Kate to the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Commissioners, may I ask just a quick question? I know I'm not on the agenda or anything like that. It's just a,
What you got, Marilyn?
okay, I have the poster. May I hang it up? That's
Oh,
all.
that's for the hospital?
That's for the hospital.
Yes,
Right.
out there on the bulletin board?
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
that's-
and
that's
thanks for your support on that, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Kate.
Hello.
How are you?
Sandy, how are you?
Great.
This is just my first draft on this, see what you all think. This is the publication for a public meeting for the solar. This is public feedback. This is
So
not a,
they have some sort of template ready then?
they've been through it, they've worked through it. Now they just want to have 2 meetings where, I mean, they've got their solar feedback forms at this point, and they've looked those over, whatever they've done, consider those comments. So they're going to have 2 public meetings, one on the 25th of September and one on October 2nd, 6 to 9, where they just listen to public comment and they don't have any comments back for them. So they're going to give them 3 minutes each. They're going to start with the solar feedback people, go alphabetically through them, and then the people that don't submit solar feedbacks and are there at the meeting and sign in, then they'll hear those people. And then if there's enough time, they'll loop back around if somebody has an additional section or whatever they want to address in those regulations. But since this is a public meeting and not a hearing on the amendment, I was going to ask Todd several questions about that, procedure-wise and publication-wise.
I think you should be able to call him because he said he should be available. He was going to be at a deposition sometime this morning. So if you want to try and give him a call, that would probably be best if you have questions on that.
Okay. Maybe possibly email, that way I have.
Yes, records. Good job.
So this one right here would be the possible publication in the paper. Just letting people know of that first meeting.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to put both dates on that and just publish it once. We're gonna put it on the website. And
I think
possibly,
that's a question for Todd, whether you have to have a separation and a separate publication for the second meeting. I would almost think that you're going to have to.
I mean, people would probably appreciate that too.
Yeah, that's just my thinking. I'm thinking you're probably going to have a second publication for the second meeting, rather than lumping it all together.
Do you have a copy of the proposed regs that we can have?
They're online.
They're online.
Yeah, I mean, if we want a copy of it.
Yeah, I would.
But yeah, those working drafts, after every meeting, that working draft goes up on the website.
Under something you do.
Yeah, the website, and there's a solar page,
Okay.
and it's got
Okay.
the other one is the guidelines too, like I said. So that's what we'll post as well.
The guidelines for the 3 minutes, yeah, that'd be good. Getting that out there right now, showing how you guys are going to handle that. That's perfect.
Yeah, everything else was just questions for Is Linda here at all today?
What's that?
Is Linda going to be here at all today?
No, she's up.
All right, any questions or thoughts on that?
I think that looks good.
Did I give you a copy of
You-
No, gosh, here. I'll give you.
I was looking, I'm trying to see, okay, what is the difference between the two?
Yeah, you probably want that, right?
All right, that'll work.
I just rushed down here to get you those.
No, I think what is, I think that is a good thing to put for the publication. Like I say, then I just keep that and publish it again before the October meeting. You have to publish it twice, or how many times you have to publish it?
Well, once.
Once, okay. Yeah,
If it-
but I
if it
put
follows
down on
that-
the website, on
that
your
20-day
site, on the
thing.
commissioner's site, the whole nine yards, so I get out everything we possibly could.
Well, we can do it, we can give whatever copies to the clerk's office, to get it on Facebook, and we can put it on our page.
Yep. Put it on, like I say, put it on your page, put it on the commissioner's page, the county page. That way we get word out. All the trailer park is spread real quick anyway, so we'll get word
And
out.
I'm gonna
Go that way.
probably edit this a little bit, just to, because I said I just rushed down.
Okay. Perfect.
Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, it had, I just was curious what the conversation was on this, piece of property that, it sold in tax, that they're looking at extension.
No, there was no extension.
You did not give one.
No,
Okay.
because we said if we do that for one, we're gonna have to do it for
Right,
everybody.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because we had 2 letters from the one lady here in town that wanted an extension, and so I said, no,
Okay.
can't do it.
So this was closed and they're
I
selling
I don't know if
property.
that's one that was closed or if that was one that was paid.
So they have the
They may have-
Morningstar
Yeah.
management on the page.
They may have paid it, yeah, because there was one I thought that they didn't pay, so I don't know.
Okay.
The tax sale.
No, yeah, that's.
I don't either.
Then you have 2 properties or rezoning at your next meeting for property on S Road.
Special use permits, like, the next meeting on the 11th is 3 special use permits.
So just to give you an idea, that's S Road.
Mhm.
And so this is a business that's going to encourage large equipment to come in to be worked on. And so there again is dust issue. So
Yeah.
it's we've had a lot of complaints that the dust control didn't work on S Road, but it gets a lot of heavy traffic. And if this place is rezoned, they're going to be one who wants to have large equipment come in and more traffic.
Would be more dust.
Under special use permit for seasonal dwelling, how does that equate with a place that can work on? He's gonna have it rezoned then,
Just a special use permit, because there's a.
to allow him to work on.
Work on equipment and autos, but no retail sales. So the one that was done last year, he had the option of buying tires and parts, so he rezoned.
Is that up
Yeah.
north?
Yeah, the north, yeah.
Okay.
So did you have a question about the seasonal? Yeah, he had to get the seasonal dwelling up to standard. He had to get the special use permit for that and be approved for that. In order to be in compliance to get his special use permit.
No, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this Paul Kennedy,
He came in and, on from 198 and had a rock that was in the middle of the road that, said the mower threw up in the middle of the road and did some limbs. And, said we need to do a better job making sure that the mower's not throwing up there. How you doing, buddy?
Mark, how are you?
Great.
Good. Thank you.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good.
Sorry to keep that for a copy. You need one of these? Or you got
Take a copy from the
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna, just ask for
It's over here. I'll print this.
Hey.
Morning.
How are you, Bethany?
Morning, good.
Oh, the call was, yeah. Conversation, I saw Mary, was on the agenda last week.
Yeah, it was an executive session. Which, before we adjourn, they will give an executive session. I will, bring you up to speed on what's going on here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looks like it should be.
Is that what I do? I'll do it.
But it might be good to see if you should give something to
Since it always so starts.
Surprised me how 2 grasshopper mowers. I did.
So different. Yeah, you made a lot of memorial hall. And is there going to be feedback? All right, it's 10 o'clock. You guys are up.
Okay.
How are you all doing?
Good.
Good.
We are coming today to talk to you guys about approving the purchase of phone download software for the sheriff's office from our diversion fund. So phone downloads are used in many cases, but with today's day and age, everybody's got a cell phone. So on, I would say, I don't know, maybe a third to half of our cases, there may be a phone involved in the investigation. For example, like someone who's dealing drugs, someone who gets stopped on the highway, they have multiple phones in their car, they have evidence of distribution, maybe just weight alone, but maybe some other evidence in the car that they're dealing drugs. A cell phone can be a good use, get a search warrant for their cell phone to see if there's other evidence of them actually dealing drugs.
So it would require a search warrant first, then you would have the opportunity to
Search warrant or consent.
Yes.
for what?
Or consent.
Or consent.
Thank you. So if in cases, drug dealers, even domestic situations, sex offenses, that sort of thing, law enforcement oftentimes will get a search warrant or get consent to search phones, and a way they can do that is through a phone download with the software. And that phone download can contain a bunch of information. It can contain text messages, it can contain photos, social media involvement, messages back and forth on social media, locations, deleted information. Most often we see it, we use messages most often before or after an incident to gather kind of what was happening. Again, evidence of dealing before, or maybe they were on their way as they get stopped. Locations we use a lot as well. Photos, obviously sometimes sex crimes, there's a bunch of photos on individuals' phones. So we use phone downloads all the time. Our office obviously loves phone downloads, and in this day and age, the jury expects on cases like this that if there is a phone involved, there is a download of the phone and they get to see the contents of that phone. So I thought it might be a good use of the diversion funds, or some of the diversion funds, to purchase this software for the sheriff's office. Right now, they have to source out to other agencies to do the phone download, and that can take days to weeks. With the KPI, it could even be longer. So with the software themselves and the training that they would need to do that, that would make it much more quicker.
So then that helps you guys build your case before you bring it up.
Yeah, and quicker than it takes us now. Just to give a little context on that part of it, I estimated we do roughly 40 to 50 phones a year, outsourcing every one of those. Each trip, just to deliver the cell phone, is an hour round trip, and then we're at the mercy of that agency to prioritize our case and another hour round trip back. So at least 50 hours annually we're spent driving cell phones back and forth. So having that in-house would just be much quicker to get results to her, and And in the case of a victim, we would be able to do it in-house, and the victim's going back to them same day.
So it is a big expense, but I feel like it is an investment, especially with, phones are not going away.
Right.
So I think to, give the sheriff's office the ability to do that themselves is something that, we should look at. So it is a big investment. Tyler was good enough to get a couple of quotes from multiple different software companies. So right now they use Magnet Forensics for Axiom, I think, downloads, right? And Gravekey.
Gravekey is the hardware and software that extracts the phone data, and then Axiom is the viewer that analyzes and organizes it so we can see what's on it.
So it's searchable?
Yeah, so it's searchable.
Okay.
And then they also have used Celebrite, so we were able to get quotes from both of those companies, and the Magnet Forensics Gravekey one was a little more affordable. In talking, we believe that it might be the most appropriate for purchase. So I have brought that quote for you guys to look at. It looks like it's $26,183. That does include the training that it would take officers to train to learn how to do the downloads.
So, give me an idea how that software is secured. So that not anybody just wandering around the office can come in and go, I got my wife's cell phone, I'm going to plug in and I want to see what she's doing.
Yeah, so there will be maybe 3 of us that are going to be certified in using that, and it's kept in our detective office, which is typically secure.
And probably a login.
Yeah.
Password, I'm sure it's password.
I figured so,
Yes.
but I thought it's nice just to hear it.
Yeah, there'll be a dedicated computer for it, so it's not shareable to other computers. So, yeah.
So I printed out the quotes.
I honestly don't need to see them,
Okay.
but I mean, if Mark, if you want to see it.
If I'm happy with what you're telling me, you tell me the numbers
Yeah.
Yeah.
and which one you guys are looking to go with.
But I'm not sure any of it would mean a whole lot to me. It's what, you know what software is, you've researched it, you understand what you need, and I think it's important that you guys have that tool. You're already doing it, this would just speed up the process.
Right.
Yeah.
If they're already doing it, just get rid of the middleman out of the way.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot better for you guys, both of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because again, this is something you're already doing. So if you need it, you're having to drive to the KBI.
And I'm guessing the other local agencies in our county will utilize us now. I don't know what they do currently. I don't know if they extend it to the KPI, but I imagine knowing that it's
Such as you're talking about, such as the old police department, always.
employee.
Yeah.
And is there a fee now when you have to take it, or we be
There's no fee for the download process. It's just our cost of gas and vehicle mileage that sort of set time.
Okay.
And then we obviously have to call them, whoever performs the download as a witness. So we endorse out of county individuals, either Hiawatha, right, or KBI, and you have to call them in as additional witnesses in the case. So this will streamline trials as well, because we'll just be calling someone from the sheriff's office.
And this software is used in multiple agencies across the United States.
Yes.
It's not something new.
No,
We're not violating anybody's constitutional rights. It's all for back here, but
Right.
just those. It's a normal software that's being utilized everywhere. And you've had it in your office already for
Yes.
quite some time.
Yes.
So you had the one with 26,183, and that included training?
It does. I think it says training annual
So
cost.
that's so we opted for the annual training pass, which gives us access for a year. That's not a recurring cost necessarily. If we can get all of our guys certified and whoever wants to be trained on the software usage, we can do that within a year. And we don't necessarily have to pay for that again. We can just, so the certification is good for 2 years, so we just have to recertify. We can pay for that in just one time.
That's kind of what I was curious. So
Yeah.
if you have somebody do come in and gets promoted to detective, and you want to get them in there, so then are we going to have an in-house person that can certify them? Is that how that works?
No, they will need to be certified by Magnet. and forensics
Okay.
themselves, so,
Okay,
yeah.
And this is something that you said won't be a reoccurring cost, so the sheriff won't have to build this into his budget. And you've got enough funds to fund this.
Yes, yeah, so far, I think this year we've got 35,000 in diversion fees that we've collected so far, so that would just be a portion.
okay.
I move that we approve the purchase of the software for the sheriff's department.
I'll second that. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the purchase of software for the sheriff's department in the amount from the diversion funds in the amount of $26,183, and that includes training and software.
Thanks.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Thank you, appreciate it, guys.
And then also, while we're here, we meet with Lighthouse Child Advocacy Center every month in just meetings for the county, but they have started a program called Grade Talk, which is a program where they send an individual into the elementary schools to basically teach elementary school children body safety, identifying safe adults, and then technology safety. And so we are working with Lighthouse right now, and they're engaging with all 3 elementary schools in Jackson County. So we're hoping to get Grade Talk into the elementary schools hopefully this year. And so that is a work in progress, but I figured you guys should be updated on that.
Yeah. So you're working with the superintendents, or how does that?
So I think mostly the school counselors or social workers I've been in touch with. I know that Lynette Longstaff, who works with Lighthouse, has already met with Royal Valley and Jackson Heights. And they have, Holton is currently looking into it and is getting back to me. But it's a program that I think is super useful for kiddos. And they've already got it in Shawnee County schools, and they were willing to come up here and educate kids here. So
Very
hopefully
cool.
that will happen this year.
That's great. Thank you, appreciate you guys looking out like that.
Take care.
Thank you.
You just need to retest.
Yeah, we're recess right now. That bill in Denver,
Oh, yes.
yeah, it dealt with the closure, and then, does that make sense what I wrote there? I had just a couple of corrections on the minutes. I know you were here, and we can't approve them anyway since Linda's not here.
Yeah.
If Keith wasn't here, so he won't be able to vote to approve. But just the corrections were that bill in Denver that was discussed in Farm Bureau, that that was that the bill was defeated, and it had to do with the closure of meatpacking plants in Denver, which there was only one, which was the biggest lamb producing plant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the United States. And that would put like several hundred people out of jobs. So luckily they got behind it and defeated that. So. But we will have to approve those next week with the deals here. It's a matter of minutes. Yeah, well, yeah, what I was trying to figure out, what we went into last time, for that, and non-elected personnel and elected officials.
Good luck.
So if you want to make a motion to, I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session for that reason. Hang on a second. Thank you.
Sorry, there was another question that came out that, about the size of the meeting and if there's gonna be another space, if that's not gonna be big enough.
I would say that's probably not going to be big enough
You're talking about for the,
for the public hearing or the public comment.
Yeah, so they figured they would just be over there for the first one, not knowing how much to anticipate.
right,
If there is.
couple options for me would be, first off would be the building out at the lake.
No, I was thinking that, and I was thinking you're going to need a parking out there. Is that parking could be enough?
There isn't enough parking to,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how big the crowd that he's had out here.
Well, there's parking right across from it also.
Yeah.
So right up there, across from the building.
And yeah, so I mean, somebody there's going to have to walk there, not the building. So
that would be one that
I would
would cost us anything.
yeah, I would talk to Kurt and see about reserving the building for that night.
Okay. So that would be problematic for publication, because I'll send it off today for this week's paper, and then it would be next week for the other
The
one.
first one you're gonna have over there to see if you have a turnout.
To see that turnout, right?
Yeah, but the publication has where it's gonna be.
Yeah. So, but your first one on the 25th, are you gonna have it over here?
Yeah,
Okay, and
No
that
matter
says
what.
there. So your one you're talking about for October, then you're thinking about possibly having out there.
yes, but the publication, I have to get in the paper next week. That is still
Okay.
prior to the first meeting, so we don't really know.
Can you put alternate location if it's too large? I mean, will be better late, I mean, you can check.
Is that an option? Can we do that?
I don't know. I would, if I were you, I would check with Kurt right now. Have you already said this to the paper?
Yeah.
If I would check with Kurt right now and just, if he says, yeah, it's free on both those days, just have that here.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound like I mean, because we don't know how many people we're gonna have, I would just as soon have it in a larger venue and have less people, than have a smaller venue and have people pouring out into
You
the
just want to
streets.
go ahead and advertise it and have it out there.
Also, is the room already booked for the election?
We're not interfering with that. Those are blackout dates, so we're not interfering with those.
I just checked with Kurt, see if you can have that for both days out here.
Okay. We'll do
All
it.
right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so, yes, so for the reasoning that was down there,
Okay. Alright, I moved to go into executive session for 15 minutes, for personnel matters, explanation, basically, involving non-elected personnel, to discuss employment conditions, Commissioner.
do you need something?
Nope, I just seen if you guys needed anything. If not, I'm just a figment of your imagination.
There you go.
Okay. Tara?
I'm good.
Have a great week.
See you later. I'll second that. Probably move second to go into executive station for 15 minutes for non-elected personnel and employee performance. Any further discussion?
Which included
Which,
Mary Savage at the time.
yeah, she will not be here. This is just an explanation of what was discussed in that executive session. So, with Keith and myself, and I think we're good. Tara, you're good.
Sure,
You're
yeah.
good. Right. Just
10:20.
you were in the last time, right?
7.
Yeah,
So I want you to stay in case I forget anything.
okay.
Okay.
Starting at 10:27.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, so we can't approve the minutes from last week yet. No action taken yet. Yes, ma'am. Hi, Kate.
September 25th is a no-go, but the October 2nd one is. Should we just try and do them both here?
I leave that up to the chair, though. That's up to him.
Yeah, that's really the planning commission. Like I say, I think
I'm not gonna make that call. I mean, I just think if he feels, if the planning commission feels like they need more space, we'll try to accommodate it. If it's not available, we'll just have it over there and see how the first one goes. If we have to extend it out, or if they have to extend it out to get a different publication in, go that route. Fair building's always,
I'll give him a call and see.
yeah, fair building's always a possibility.
I think maybe for the hearing, that would be a good call.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Some of these complaints on this are really just more reach out. And I mean, one of them is guy wants speed limit signs.
Yeah.
You just can't, you know, and without some sort of resolution, a traffic study. I mean,
Yep.
we can't move. And so just reaching out to complete that.
I agree.
So do you think then at road and bridges management level, we've tried this for a while with just Matt and Scott, and do you think it's successful? Do you think we need another level of management of somebody, a road and bridge foreman that's out making sure some of this work's getting done? Do you think? I mean, we had talked about that we would maybe come back and revisit that.
I'm getting to the opinion, I think that we need another level in there. I think we're putting an awful lot on one person's plate, throwing everything under him, and I don't know that he necessarily has time to get out and look and do what we're asking him to do, plus everything else.
Which would stem from the reports and, you know, maybe some of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there and look, when we throw in noxious weed, we throw in recycling, we throw in household hazardous waste, we throw in landfill. He's encompassing everything.
Right.
And I think that I'm becoming more and more of the opinion for us to be successful, that we're going to need to put in, I don't know whether I want to call it a foreman or what, but we need to put in some other level of management that is able to pretty much go out and respond to these things and go out and look at these things and, you know, hit up the what's kind of getting shoved to the wayside. You're nobody's fault, but it's just kind of things are getting pushed to the wayside, and I don't know if we need to, I don't know how we need to look at that. I'm going to have to think about that. Let's see if we need to take some off the plate, or, I don't know. Let's have a discussion on that next week when all three of us are here. See what we got a spitball to come up with.
part of me would like to have that conversation with both Scott and Matt,
Sure.
just to get their input.
Yeah.
So I'll use the young man down here in my district as an example. He thought he was doing a good job. He is doing a good job. He's learning. But he didn't realize that he couldn't just rotate from, divide his district up into 4 pieces and rotate through them that way.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I said, you've got to come back to your secondary. Sometimes they need to get more often, or your mains more often. Who do we have that's helping these guys to make sure that's being done?
That's what I said. I don't think that we have that level right now.
And so, a couple questions come to mind. Where do we get that, and then have the budget for it?
Yeah, there you go.
So, I would like to have that conversation because I think the longer we let this go, the worse it's going to get. It just needs to be somebody who can get out and say, having a conversation with each operator, saying, here's some things I'm seeing in your area.
Even then, though, you're still going to have a lag because if you start out in furthest section up here north, and you go from that section, you try to drive all the roads. It's going to take a long time to drive all the roads. Then you start moving over and having conversations with them. By the time you rotate back around, you're still it's a no-win situation. It really is. And I know years and years ago they had one foreman for each district, which to me was overkill. I don't think that was the way to go. But there, like I said, there is going to be a lag, and I think that you get somebody out that can get the hot spots and while they're going to hot spots, observe what he's seen, and he or she has seen, and that might be the way to go. It doesn't take a rocket science to drive down the road, so you've got the secondary ditches out the road, so you know you got to do something, right? Well, if you see that while you're on the way to a different problem, you can say something, hey, back over here, I saw on these roads, you need to go over and get these, and then you're on to the next. You can get back and check them later on, but there again, if we are giving, I don't want to say free rein, but I'm going to anyway. We're giving free rein to our operators to take care of their districts like they see fit, with the caveat that you have to hit the primary roads more often than you do the secondary roads and so on and so forth. But with the caveat that you see a problem, fix it. Don't drive past it and say, I'll get back to it later. Fix it unless you're going to another hotspot. But then make yourself a note, call in and say, hey, put this on the list. Something like that. But don't just bypass it and forget about it. Never get back, because that's when you get so far behind, that's when you get in trouble, that's when you start getting calls. And I'm more than happy to give the operators free rein in their areas to do as they see fit, as long as they do it with the guidelines that they're issuing.
But it's somebody holding that accountable, hey, are you getting the work done?
Yeah.
You have what you need. You have, and I think that's some of the complaints I'm hearing is that, especially from Luke,
Sure.
that those things aren't getting done.
And yeah.
So I'd like to have that.
We need to have a conversation. I think
Everybody.
we need to have a conversation with Linda here and get Scott and Matt in and go that way. I'd like her to Linda's thoughts on what she thinks before we get Scott and Matt in and get him in.
Oh,
Linda,
yeah,
before other Linda. And then before we get Scott mad, and then that way we kind of got, an idea of what the three of us are thinking, and then get them in, get their input, and see if between the five of us we can't come up with some kind of a game plan. So, I believe, I don't think you were here the last few. I think that I shared one of those weeks that the two counties that we've been talking about, one of them's going up 11, I believe it is, the other one's going up 9.
Oh, Mills.
Yeah. One trimmed it down from 16 to 11, but we're going to get it more. So.
Okay.
All right, do we have anything else?
I do not.
Terry, got anything? All right, entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So,
I'll second that. It's properly moved to adjourn the meeting. Properly moved to second to adjourn the meeting. Any further discussion? Carried none. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. All right. You got all the books signed?
I did.
Get writer's cramp?
Yeah, it's sorry.
All right.